Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now we're going to talk about sun and moon gazing, and the importance of it, and the actual art behind it, and the manifestation that the moon can create, and the ideas that the sun can give you and illuminate, the things that the sun can illuminate for you. Now, here's the thing. You're going to get a lot of different concepts out here of people telling you to sun gaze, and then people telling you not to sun gaze. A lot of people telling you to moon gaze, and a lot of people telling you not to moon gaze. Look, you do all these things naturally anyway, just by being in a human form body. When your body goes outside in the daytime, it's receiving sunlight, so your body is sun gazing. When you go outside at nighttime, your body is basically moon gazing. Now, just because you choose not to give your attention, your thought, and your feelings to that energy, that's on you. So you allow beings to come take you over. That's why when it's a full moon, if you're not subconsciously aware of things, beings who have open access to stargates that come down here and utilize people as vessels when it's a full moon, people get took over every fucking time it's a full moon. Because you moon gazing anyway. But if you don't know that's what you're doing, or you're not giving that no attention, you're just living your day to day, then when your body doing these gazes in the sun time and in the moon time at nighttime, when your body doing these gazes, guess what's happening? You're manifesting everything that's on your mind and on your heart when you're gazing. So, for an example, all right, when it's a full moon, right, and then you go outside at night, and you already got a bunch of emotions and feelings on you, they're going to be heightened. So now a metaphysical being then utilized itself from the actual stargate of it being a full moon in this realm of reality, and was able to use you as a vessel so this being could feel and have emotions again. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they be wanting to experience. You see what I'm saying? So at the same time, you got to understand that you already gazing. Now it's time for you to actually know that's what you're doing, and actually put the energy, put the mind and the emotion into it, to the point that when your body or actually does this, you know that's what it's doing. Now, people go outside and travel every day, so it's going to be a lot of programs that's just going to be hard to defeat anyway, just due to the fact of you living in this realm of reality. So, in order to wear down a lot of the process of stuff going on anyway without you knowing it, now that you're consciously aware of what's going on, I'm finna tell you how to properly do it. So you don't have to get affected by not knowing and just letting energy vessels come in and take you when your body gaze. Now that the universe see that you're consciously and subconsciously aware, then even when you're body gazing and you're not putting focus on thought and energy and emotion into it, it's still going to be hard for certain beings to utilize you, because the universe going to pick up a sense of you know what's going on. So that's the importance of actually knowing what's going on in the first place, so you don't get used as a vessel just by going outside, just by interacting with people. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gazing already. But now that the universe you know about gazing, now it know how it can attack you or not. So let's talk about the difference between gazing, because you say, all right, Archangel Uriel, I go outside and look into the sun and it blinds me. See, everything has to make sense also. You have to blend the left and the right brain. So you might have a lot of people telling you that sun gazing isn't wrong, nothing wrong with it. But you know, if you look at the sun, you know your eyes gonna burn. You see what I'm saying? So you have to make sense with the right and left brain. So the logical thing to do when you sun gaze is you look at the sun with your eyes closed. So if you're sun gazing, you look at the sun with your eyes closed. If you're moon gazing, you look at the moon with your eyes open. You see what I'm saying? Because at nighttime when the moon is out, that's when you close your eyes to go to sleep. And in the morning time, when the sun come up, that's when you wake up. So when you're gazing, you have to do the opposite. So if you're gazing at a daytime point of day, then you know that's when you wake up. That lets you know that's the conscious awareness of the day. So that's the part of the day you should be consciously aware of. So things that you're consciously aware of, you close your eyes on that. You close your eyes and gaze at the sun. Then when you're doing with the moon, that's the time that people usually close their eyes. If you're going to moon gaze, you open your eyes so you can see what people don't see. So, for an example, when you sun gaze, you don't want to see what everybody else see. You want to be enlightened about what everybody else is in the dark about. So right here, you don't want to see the external. So you want to go within. So you're going to use the external light to see what's going on in the internal. Then at nighttime, you want to see what's going on in the internal. So you open your eyes and you see the gaze the moon. That's the internal, externally, and you take the internal light from the daytime and use it externally to see what you want from there. So that's what's actually the vibrations that's going on. Like that's what's actually happening with the quantum field I'm trying to explain. Now let's get into the actual purpose and the art of sun and moon gazing. Now, the whole purpose of it, you have to separate them because you have to understand what the moon is and you have to understand what the sun is. You can't be a person who's saying, oh, I'm a metaphysical person, but I don't believe in astrology. Then you don't even understand what the sun and the moon is doing for you. So you coming up with your own ideas, your own emotions and feelings, which is nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have a set premise base, then you could be creating an illusion for yourself. For an example, if you never knew the light was light and the dark was dark, and you're calling the dark light and you're calling the light dark, you're going to create another realm of reality for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that. So when we talk about sun gazing and moon gazing, you can't tell me when you go outside and the sun is out, it's actually dark. Now, we talk about other realms of reality when we get to concepts like that, and then at that point, it's not even light and dark. It's different type of darks, different type of lights, and that's the only kind of example of a wordage I can use it. But it's just different type. It's like not even temperatures no more. It's not even hot and cold. It's not even wet or dry. Those are one. Light and dark is one. It's a different process in the realm of reality where I come from. But for the sake of this video, we want to talk about sun and moon gazing. Now, the art of the sun is vitality. It brings light. When you see the sun, you see what brightens up. It enlightens. It brings attention to. You know what I'm saying? So we know right now. So we know right now that when you're sun gazing, it's going to be dealing with the thoughts, the ideas. Because anytime you enlighten about something, is you got information about something. When you was in the dark about a situation, someone enlightened you about a situation. You see what I'm saying? Or you had to figure out some information in some way, shape, or form. So you got enlightened. So that's going to be tied to the sun. Anytime you lighten your load, enlightenment, light itself. You know what I'm saying? Light as in the weight light. All that's dealing with the sun rays and the different dimensions of how we can look at light. So when it comes to the sun, we know it's going to emulate ideas and thoughts, and it's going to create. Now, it's not going to manifest like the moon. It's going to create. You need the creation first. You need the idea before the experience of manifestation or the experience of time and the feelings and emotions involved with it. You need the idea first. So that's what the sun is. So now that, we know when you sun gaze, the whole purpose of sun gazing is to develop ideas, to develop thoughts. So here's the key. When you go out and sun gaze, right, and you go look at the sun and you close your eyes and look at the sun, right, you emulate the light. Now, you need to clear your thoughts, clear your mind. Now, here's the thing, here's the tricky part, because you have to go into it with an outlook that you're trying to understand. Because you could just meditate to clear your mind and your feelings and emotions, but the sun and moon gaze is when you're actually trying to manifest something on this earth, create and manifest something on this earth. So what happens here is it's like the mother and the father. You asking them for something. So what happens here is when you sun gaze, you close your eyes and you look at the sun. Now, you got to have something on your mind that you actually want to think about. Like anytime say you just got a new business plan and you need new ideas. Have this business plan on your mind before you sun gaze. Say you just got into a relationship and you want to know the correct ideas or thought patterns you want to have to be in this type of relationship. Have that on your mind when you sun gaze. Like anytime you're trying to create or have an idea or an illusion about something, you know what I'm saying, that to help you see something. Anytime, because the sun is like the all-seeing eye. So it's like you can't see everybody in the world, but the sun can. So if you give your energy and attention to the sun, you're going to emulate some of that power. So what happens here is, if you want to know something about, be enlightened about somebody's situation, like I'm not going to tell y'all how many times I done sun and moon gaze, and I'm not going to tell y'all the direct situations, but I mean, I seen these people's house, inside their house. I knew how the room looked. I knew they were sleeping on a mattress on the floor, like all kind of shit. I seen it. But it was all due to me having that situation on my mind, that when I went to go sun gaze, the sun gaze gave me all the information. Now, here's the tricky part, because when you have this on your mind, you're going to go into it with a bunch of programs and thoughts of how you already thought about that situation. Here's the key. You have to clear those thoughts and not battle with those thoughts, and just battle with the new thoughts amongst that situation. Because I'm pretty sure people who are into meditation could understand this too. You know, when you meditating and you have a bunch of thoughts that you're battling with, and they're like ongoing thoughts that you had before you started meditating, then anytime there's like a new thought coming in, it's like you kind of forget that. You don't want to think about that, and you want to go back to thinking about the thoughts that you already had. See, this is the tricky part when it comes to sun gazing. What you have to do is kind of let the sun burn away the thoughts that you already had, and start fighting and wrestling with the new thoughts. And any new thought that you get, I mean, it can't be a thought that you thought about before from the situation. It has to be a thought that just came into your mind when you started sun gazing, like amongst a situation. For an example, you just got a business, and you just say you just got a fish market business, right? And you want new ideas of how to sell your fish. So you put your fish market, you already got a bunch of ideas in your head, right? So when you go sun gaze, you start to carry this. So when you sun gaze and close your eyes, all these thoughts is running through your mind. Clear those away, right? Clear those thoughts away. Now, any new thoughts that came in that you didn't thought about before, those are the thoughts being emulated. Now, those are the thoughts you wrestle with. Those are the thoughts that you need to decipher if this is a right thought or the wrong thought. And keep fighting old thoughts with those thoughts, with the current thoughts, because the current thoughts is going to be emulated from the energy of the sun. So, and the sun can see more than you can see, can interact with more people than you can interact with. You know what I'm saying? It can understand a broad perspective and see the whole enlightenment of a situation the better you can from your point of view and your situation, your standpoint on earth. So you have to understand not to wrestle with too many of these new thoughts, but just allow them to come into your head, and allow the wrestlement, entanglement itself. Therefore, when you're done sun gazing and you come back to the time of thinking about the thoughts that you had before you went to sun gaze, and start thinking about all the thoughts that you had in the middle of sun gazing, you get to fight with those and see and come to a pyramid conclusion, because that's building with yourself. You're going to be building, and when you do that, all that in your mind, you're building, and you're shaping. And the better conclusion and creativity you come up with, the better your outcome is, and the creative idea you're going to have. Now, you can do this if you're getting cheated on by someone, and you want to be enlightened about a situation. You just want to know where this person at. Like, where's this person at? The sun is going to give you all these ideas, and they're going to be right. Now, it's going to take the moon to manifest these situations in front of you, but the ideas that the sun give you is going to be the right ideas till when you actually moon gaze. The moon going to actually be able to connect to the right ideas to manifest the right situation for you to know what you actually wanted to know. You see what I'm saying? That's almost like the gas going into the water. When you sun gaze first, then you moon gaze. Now, the more time, energy you give to it, the more you get out of it, the more enlightened you're going to be about. So it's like, say you got a certain person on your mind, and you just want to know, like, this person be lying. I know what this person be doing. And you go out and sun gaze, and you give like 5, 10, 20 minutes, right? What's going to happen is when this person come around you, or anytime you start to sense this person and stuff like that, you're going to start to see shit that this person can't control. You're going to see shit, like, even if a person trying to hide something, you're just going to see shit that other people can't see or other people don't see. because you got enlightened, and you're going to start understanding situations for what they are a little better. Now, you have to put this to test for yourself so you can start seeing what I'm talking about. Because I can get into a detail of my life, but I'm not, it's people be watching my shit, so I'm not going to give y'all that. You know who I'm talking about. So, you know, at the same time, you know, it's situations that you need to put in place yourself so you can see this actually work. Now, when it comes to moon gazing, this is dealing with the emotions and the feelings. So anytime you want to know the right way to feel about a situation, or you want to know how someone feel about you or the emotions that's involved with it, then or even a person, place, or thing, even a situation, you might want something material-wise, or you may be with a person, or you may be want to know how a person feel about you, or you want to genuinely know if this person is the right person for you emotionally, or something like that. Whatever you feel, whatever you got emotions towards, whatever you feel, you could want some money, and whatever the emotions and feelings you have, when you go moon gaze, make sure that situation is in your heart. Make sure that situation is in your feelings and emotions. Make sure you know what you want to feel. Now, that's a little bit more tricky, because in the quantum field and how you want to feel, it changes a lot. So what happens here is, for an example, say I sun gazed earlier because I wanted a certain car. So the sun gave me all kind of ideas of how to get that car, right? Then say when I went to go moon gaze, I wanted to know the actual expression of how I'm gonna feel when I get this car, the feelings and the emotions. Now, this is gonna start with the manifestation level when you moon gaze. Like, you know, when I said moon gaze, that's eyes open. And even when you start tearing up and shit, that's even better. The moon will make you tear up if you stare at it long enough. Now, what happens here is I'm gonna have all the emotions and feelings that I feel, how I think how I would feel if I had this car, right? But then I have to battle with those emotions and feelings when I'm looking at the moon now. And then all the new emotions and feelings that like, remember, the moon can connect way more than you can. It can connect with way more people and way more illusions than you can. It know about way more feelings and emotions, and it know about manifestations way more than your centric position wherever you at. So you have to understand that. So right here, you have to battle with the emotions, even if having this car make you feel actually good. If you start to get an emotion and a feeling from the moon that's kind of negative, do not fight that for ego, because the moon don't even likes to deal with ego. So it's almost like it'd be like this. You'll be like, oh no, I don't know what that emotion and feeling is. I'm gonna feel like this in this car. You're wrong. Remember, the moon know more than what you know. So you may just get in a situation where you may get that car, and the moon may manifest a situation for you to the point that it make you feel how you felt before you had that car, and you actually moon gazed, and then when the moon gave you that negative emotion and feeling that you was trying to fight, talk about, no, I'm gonna feel good when I get this car. It's gonna remind you of that, and something may happen to the point that you got that emotion and feeling now when you got that car. So you gotta be careful. The planets don't lie. You know what I'm saying? It's an art to everything. Now I'm giving you the art to moon gazing. Now you sun gaze with your eyes closed. You moon gaze with your eyes open. Now, once you battle with the emotions and the feelings that you brought into the moon gazing, now you have to learn how to receive the new emotions and feelings that the moon is giving you. And it's going to be a whole bunch of them. Collect all of them. Just collect all of them, because you're going to be able, when you're done moon gazing, you're going to be able to decipher the new ones and the old emotions and feelings, and able to build within you again till you come to the right conclusion and manifest the right things in your life. But you know what you want to do is and it could be about, if you want to know about somebody cheating on you, anything, you know what I'm saying? As long as you go into it with the emotions and the feelings behind it. Now with the emotions and the feelings, you're feeling a certain way now about that situation. Now all these new emotions and feelings that's coming to you about that certain situation. Remember, sun and moon gazing is not like meditating. Meditating is where you clear your and baptizing. That's where you clear your mind and emotions. Sun and moon gazing, you have to go into these things with something on you. So sun gazing, you go into it with something on your mind. Moon gazing, you go into it with something on your heart. AKA sun gazing, you go into it with an idea or creative matter or a situation that you need new thoughts on, or new ways to handle it, or things of that nature. The moon, you go into that with an emotion and a feeling. You know what I'm saying? So you can develop, so you can start receiving the emotions, the broad perspective emotions and feelings amongst that concept that you're emitting out to the moon. Because that's what you're basically doing. Whatever is on your mind and whatever programs attached to it because of your reality in your own world, when you go out of sun gaze, you're emitting that to the sun. So you're giving your light to the sun. And the sun is just going to give you information of the broad perspective of that situation that you're giving it, because the situation that you're giving the sun is very small to the sun, because the sun see all of y'all. So when it give you the information back, it give you millions of different people's ideas who had the same situation that you had. You know what I'm saying? So you may not see something eye to eye like someone in a different state or someone in a different country, but the sun is going to give you both of those ideas of that situation. So you have to take that and just add on to it, and not to decipher and fight against it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to build with yourself. You see what I'm saying? Now, when we talk about the moon gazing, you go in with an emotion and feeling. Like somebody might just hurt your heart, broke your heart, and you wanna know the real reason why they did it. So you got all these illusions and emotions and feelings of why they did it. But when you go on the moon gazing, you tear those down, right, and receive the new ones. Now, it might be some emotions and feelings you might not like. It might be emotions and feelings that make you feel like it was for the best, and you might just be like, no, it wasn't for the best. This person hurt my heart. Nah, fuck that. Nah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is real. You gotta consider that emotion and feeling, regardless of how it make you want to fight inside, whatever. No, start building with yourself after you're done sun or moon gazing. Just receive. Don't fight it. Receive. Only fight the feelings and emotions that you brought into it. You know what I'm saying? Have a feeling and emotion of a situation, but the programs and the feelings and emotions that you have about the situation, fight those when you're trying to receive the new feelings and emotions about the situation that you carried in to moon gazing, right? Now, once you're receiving all these new emotions and the feelings, now once you're done moon gazing, go somewhere and sit down and think about it. Start building with yourself, same way how you did with the sun gazing. Start building, start seeing, start deciphering the yin and yangs, because the new emotions and the feelings, or if you sun gaze, the new thoughts and ideas, that's going to be either the yin or yang, and the ones that you already had is going to be the yin or yang of that. So start trying to blend them together once you've done sun or moon gazing. Sit back, take all the ones that you carried into it, and see how they match up with all the new ones that you got, and really sit there and ponder. And then this, when you meditate, you can go somewhere and meditate to clear your mind. You know what I'm saying? But build first. Build with yourself. Just close your eyes, sit around something. If you smoke weed, smoke a blunt. You know what I'm saying? If you drink, take a shot. You know what I'm saying? And sit back and build from all the information that you got. And I guarantee so many motherfucking answers going to be coming to you. Like, you know what? I am going to do a success story of sun and moon gazing, because I don't think y'all get me by me just saying this. This is dead real. This is a big, large amount of the reason how I even know as much as I know by sun and moon gazing, but knowing the proper way to do it. Like just even getting into astrology and shit. Like, I used to go sun gaze and had the idea in my head, what is the best, the most optimistic, the most enlightened way of how to look at astrology. I'm seeing the examples of every day. The sun gave me the information. I can't say it's a motherfucking lie. I could only say it was the motherfucking truth. You know what I'm saying? I went out and moon gaze, and I wanted to know how I'm supposed to emotionally feel about certain situations in my life, and how I'm supposed to practicalize myself in these situations. Didn't the moon motherfucking tell me? Didn't my mother tell me? You see what I'm saying? This shit is real. But it takes belief. If you don't believe it, you going into this shit with a non-belief program. So you know what's going to happen? You're going to get a non-belief outcome. It's up to you. It's not up to your surroundings. It's not up to what's external. It's up to you. It's not up to you see somebody else did it and it didn't work, so it's not going to work for you. It's not up to what's external. It's up to you and how you believe. You just got to make sure you're on the right track of what you believe in. Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Goddamn, hey.